I'm Kane. I'm number 14. I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
One of our most physical players, one of our most athletic players, one of our most gifted players. He's going to have to carry the load for us a lot on the backboards and scoring, along with some other guys, and we expect a lot from him. He's been through some wars in college basketball. He's worked as hard as anybody that I've coached. He's really put the time in the offseason to improve his game.
Me bringing us energy and just trying to be like a good leader, because a lot of guys look up to me, so I'm going to just let the fans do that. I'm just going to focus on playing hard. And I think they look up to me just in the sense of they look at me like they big brother, just how I said, like I look at Coach West, they look at me that way. So sometimes I don't even be trying to do things, but they look up to it, so I got to make sure that I'm always doing the right thing.
Yes, Kane has done the right thing. The American power forward played a strong season for the Spartans, leading the team in points and rebounds per game. Kyle was named, at the end of the 2013-2014 season, Southern Conference first team by the coaches and second team All-Region NABC. Now, have a look at his season recap. Kane versus North Carolina. 13 points and 8 rebounds.
He really has done an excellent job of toning up.
Here's Kane, leading scorer for UNCG. And the Arizona State transfer knocks down his first shot of the night.
And he's going to be the main threat for the Spartans this year inside. Kane, left-handed, likes to go over his right shoulder.
Wes Miller was quick to notice that when they took the form for that shooter out. Kane gets loose for the long two. Johnson closed down contested. That is built upon rebounding and out-rebounded him by 11.
The worst thing you can do, nice pass against the pressure. Worst thing you can do as a rebounder is watch. Either go rebound or get back, but don't stay in the middle and watch and be in no man's land.
Kane flushed it down. UNCG hanging around. McAdoo through contact. Boy, he can't hit it.
Been very impressed with the breakout performance of Marcus Page. We talked to Coach Williams before the game, and he talked about Marcus had to do this out of need, but also he had a great offseason. He really worked on his body and his game to step up into the role that he's at.
Finished at Oak Hill Academy. Dealt with a knee injury for much of last year. Here's a beautiful pass to Kane from Paulus, and Kane flushes it down.
See UNCG, they're going to set up their back cut right here, a little flip handoff. See the defense right here is going to start to overplay on this handoff. Flip it, let it go. Let it go. Here's the back cut. Everybody for North Carolina.
Here comes UNCG.
But nobody else for North Carolina on the offensive glass except for James.
Kane beautifully with the left hand. His second bucket of the second half. McAdoo is doubled. Goes baseline around it. Leaves Britt open again. In and out again. Kane with a rebound.
UNCG coming down hard on the dig out on McAdoo.
And then transferred into North Carolina and said a big part of the reason he did so, he knew he wanted to be a coach, as Kane gets through the back door with that same
play.
But
that's 7 players in the top 25 between the two programs.
Kane with 2 more. Now with a dozen.
Kane can beat you with his back to the basket or a short little jump shot from 15 feet. You can put it on the deck and go by. The
take from McAdoo. He's got 8.
Nice defense by Page, leveling the drive so he doesn't get inside the lane.
Paulus launches. Kane tipped it up but out. Got another offensive rebound. And then a foul on the floor.
Page is averaging 19 points a game. Johnson at 13. McAdoo, the third, scored 13. And Tokoto, 9.9. So he gives North Carolina that balance in scoring that you need. You can't rely on one guy if you're going to be a great team.
Loose ball tipped out to North Carolina.
And learn how to play defense.
Player of the Year in the state of Maryland is a senior at St. Francis High School, the city of Baltimore.
Recruited by assistant coach Dwayne Simpkins, who was a star for Gary Williams in Maryland.
Kane got fouled by 1-on-1 coming for Kyle Kane.
That's always been a part of his game, Joe. He's just had to get in shape to do it more often. If you're going to post up, you want to get deep post position, the art of the post up. You can't call for the ball. You have to demand the basketball. Then you got to catch the pass. You got to see it with your eyes and catch it with your hands. Chin the ball, keep it under your chin to protect it, and then you have to score or pass it.
Tokoto off the side of the backboard. Meeks, acrobatic try of putting it back, but it wouldn't go. Here's Paulus off of the feet from Parker.
Poor defensive transition that time by the Tar Heels. Nobody really stopped the basketball, and nobody protected the rim. That's the first place you go in transition, Joe. Protect the rim first, stop the ball second.
Here's Meeks.
Kyle Kane versus Wake Forest. 16 points and 15 rebounds.
Locke brings it into the front court for the Spartans. Lost the handle. Jump shot, no good for Kane.
Coach Battle, the assistant coach for Wake Forest, jumps up and yells, push the basketball. They want to run with UNCG. They want to force UNCG to play their pace.
UNCG, this is not a real good defensive team. This is Thomas falling away from the basket, missed the shot, Kane the rebound. And there were no gold-shirted Demon Deacons under the basket to rebound that basketball.
And Greensboro's a great rebounding team. I think they're a +10 on the year. Devin Thomas needs to go over that right shoulder. It's what he does best. He just didn't do it on that particular opportunity.
Still looking for our first basket 2 minutes in. Here's Williams with an open look from the deep corner. Short side of the rim, no good. Rebound by Kane.
First two possessions, Wake didn't even get a shot. Last two good shots, just haven't made any.
Paulus back up top.
It's an interesting matchup.
In their victory against James Madison, this team was red hot from beyond the arc. Oh, there's an air ball by Paulus. In their come-from-behind win at home against James Madison, second half, they hit 8 of 11 threes. So they can really stroke it from outside the arc. When they get inside the arc, that's where the problems are. Miller McIntyre with a miss.
And Paulus made his first three and went 7 for 11 from downtown.
Into the front court. Paulus had an open three, passed it up. Gave it up to Kane. Kane keeps it. Arizona State transfer, wants to go to work, turns, fires, hits with the left-handed jump shot.
Kyle Kane is a great athlete. He's going to tear up the Southern Conference. He's playing the ACC today, obviously. But a lefty and can make shots, can drive it as well.
Here's Kavanaugh teeing one up for three. No good. Paulus the rebound.
You notice last time Paulus got it, Dave, he threw it right into Kane. I'm sure they said, let the 14 touch the basketball, boys. Give it to him. There it is. Give it to him again. Let him go to work.
Wants to work on Kavanaugh here. Gets underneath the rim, uses it as a shield, and puts it up and in. You got to be aware that he is going to use that. Kept it alive.
I heard Dan Dockich call that road rims the other night. Good shot.
And Kane knocks down the mid-range jumper. And shot wouldn't go, and then tap up and in. And that's going to be credited to Kane.
Anybody can make the first jump. The athletes make the second and third jump, and Kane tipped it twice, second one went in.
Still a 5-point game as we go under 4 minutes to play first half. By the way, at the half, we'll talk with former Wake Forest two-time ACC first team Skip Brown. Jumper up and good. And that's a three for Kavanaugh, and that's the first three made in this game. 1 of 8 now from outside the arc for the Demon Deacons. Spartans are 0 of 7, and they make a bunch of threes. Follow-away shot, and Locke can't knock it in. Paulus for three. He's had a couple of shots. Quickly played first half. These two teams have only combined for 12 free throws here in the first half. This is Kane. Couldn't hit it. Rebound by Locke. Couldn't score it. Another offensive board, and that's going to hang in there. And give that basket to Kane. He's got 12 to lead all scorers.
Kane missed the first shot. Rebound. He got the second rebound, and he put it back in. Cody Miller-McIntyre have done that as often as they had earlier in the season so far.
Sadler doing a much better job. Missed them both. But the rebound collected by Kane. Sadler doing a much better job taking care of the basketball. Paulus, he's 0 for 7 now from the field. Sadler has 10 games of 4 or more turnovers, including 8 in 2 of his last 4 games against Rutgers and against North Carolina.
You know, Paulus hasn't made one. He's only taken one bad shot, and that was when he had to at the end of a clock. He takes good shots, and he's got the green light from his coach, as Wes Miller told me this week on the phone.
Trying to get that ball into Locke.
Might be a yellow like the rest of the game, but
lefty shot would not go for Kane from the arc. Paulus still looking to get into the scoring column. 11-point lead, 11 minutes to go.
They have learned both post players are left-handed, and they're forcing him the other way. Now, will they do it to Kane? Don't let him in the middle.
Kane with a screen up top for Parker. Shot clock under 10. Jump shot would not go for Kane. One and done, and the rebound by Roundtree, who's checked in.
I'll tell you what Coach Bixdelic and his staff's going to take out of this game. Great half-court defense. I mean, really aggressive, helping half-court defense.
Miller-McIntyre misses. Shot blocked in there by Washington. That's his second block. His third block.
That's why he's in there. A rim protector.
Kane wants to go to work into the lane. Counted, and a chance at a three-point play. UNCG needed that badly.
With the cotton coming out of his bleeding nose, Kyle Kane makes a heck of a move from the elbow, left-handed, aggressive, knows he's going to get contact. And an and one. Heck of a play for the transfer from ASU.
Kane now with a double-double.
Not the one up in Boone, the one out in Arizona.
Three-point play.
It's just been their bread and butter to keep this lead. Great half-court man-to-man. Can they continue to play that way?
7 minutes to go in the game. UNCG hanging in. Jump shot off the baseline, up and good.
Cavanaugh got lost on the screen, and it opened up number 14, Kyle Kane, for a baseline J.
Kane's got 15. It's a 2-point game. Cavanaugh collects it. The drive, short. Rebound, UNCG. They can tie it on this trip.
Well, his jump shot wasn't there today. He's found a way, and of course at the foul line, missed that one and made the first one. Quick score, got to attack the rim here and use their last timeout.
Miller-McIntyre 4th in the ACC in the most free throw attempts per game inside. And Kane will go to the line, and once again the clock is stopped. 26.6 seconds, but Wake starting to get ready to put this one in the barn. They're up 8.
You know, Dave, this is not a terrible foul because he stopped the layup. If you're going to foul him hard. Don't let Kane get an and one. Give him 2 opportunities.
Free throw shooting clinic. UNCG 11 of 20 at the stripe, 5 of 12 here in the second half. One more. Made 1 of 2. If he'd made them both, it would have been a 2-possession game.
Kyle Kane versus Samford. 23 points and 11 rebounds.
No, you're exactly right. Against the best rebounding team in the Southern Conference, the Spartans.
Sadler without a call, drops it down to Kane for the emphatic dunk.
I'm not sure Sadler didn't want to shoot that, and with the bump kind of lost the ball, and opportunistically Kane was right there.
No surprise, right? Locke and Kane have all 6 for UNCG.
None at all. That is quite a duo in this league. Sneaky athlete, really knows how to free himself at the offensive end, knows how to run through passing lanes at the defensive end.
Yeah, Miller was great in the Princeton-style offense. He's such a good shooter, and he still is. Pass down to the baseline, Locke down to Kane, rims off.
was against some good defense.
Bulldogs were slow getting back. Bradley, one official had it as a foul. Billy Dunlap, they're going to get the foul.
There's Mike Roberts talking to Dwayne Simpkins, who was also a good player at the University of Maryland, although he doesn't have a ring. He played at a very high level.
Bring you back with Kyle Kane at the free throw line. 2 points on the night for Kane. Combined were 12 of 16, these two teams. But the thing that jumps out after the first 5 minutes and change, the fact that UNCG, the best rebounding team in the Southern Conference, they don't have a rebound yet. Samford has 3 of them on the offensive end. All of them have led to points, and there's your first rebound from a guy who's averaging 9 a game, Kyle Kane.
That was an instance that Tim Williams just missed that shot. It's going inside much too easy. I'm sure Wes Miller talked about that during that last time out.
Sadler, his second option was look down to Kane. Sadler, not only the second leading scorer, he also leads this team in assists and steals. Coach Seltz doesn't have any to lose. See if they can get Nicholas Paulus going. That zone really extends out to him when he catches it. They'll attack the middle with the Arizona State transfer, and Kane buries it to bring it back to a 9-point game.
Boy, that is an athletic move by Kane right there. I'm not sure you can understand how difficult it is to spin in the air and then find the rim before you take that shot.
Long arm Caps prevented Potts from taking the 3. Entry down to Kane.
Boy, quick enough to go get his own rebound.
And put it back home. He's got 9.
Kane is able right there. Good ball movement tonight by Samford as well. They played a bunch of different combinations, but regardless, they have really been patient and crisp on their passes.
Sadler on the inside affected that shot. We're inside of 90 seconds left in the half. Sadler finds Kane. There's the contact from Michael Bradley.
Darren, you were talking earlier. Who's going to crack that defense? Whether it's in transition or against the zone for the Spartans, and it's been Sadler the last 2 times. Now can Kane capitalize from the free throw line?
Kane, who's a good free throw shooter, is just 1 of 4 tonight. We've got a 10-point game. You know, it's true in any league. It's hard to go on the road and win. You hear it all the time. And he has just left the floor. He just kind of snuck off the floor there at that quick stoppage, which was actually granted for UNCG. Sadler, I believe, had a contact fallout.
That's right. Yep.
So they'll go inside to Kane, and Kane makes it a 10-point game again. You impressed with how effective the zone has been for Samford with the amount of good shooters the Spartans have?
Very much so.
Count the bucket, Caps into the back of Kane.
Just when I was about to say they've been quick to react, Caps a half step slow. Last couple times offensively, though, nice give and go. Just a little 2-man game right there, a la NBA. And then kind of the same thing right there. Potts finding Kane, and Caps a half step slow. And that's what Scott Padgett, assistant coach, is talking to Jordan Caps as he comes out right now.
Game best 17 now for Kane. But he's got 4 fouls and has sat the majority of this half. Kane with the steal, Caps with the bump in the back. And we got Kane with a 1-and-1 coming up.
And if you're Wes Miller, you got to figure out 7 minutes to go. If we can knock down a couple of free throws, cut this thing to 5, when exactly do I put Kale Locke in? That's a big decision right now. He's got to determine with his staff.
You know, they also trailed Virginia Tech by double figures in the second half before coming back to win that game. And they did that without Tavon Sadler. He was out with an injury that day. Just saw Locke standing over there. He's been standing on the bench the majority of this half, and Wes Miller has just told him, I believe to loosen up a little bit. That's exactly what he's doing. A couple of free throws make it a 5-point game from Kane. This is the feeling of a later season conference game than a mid-season game as it is. Offensive rebound for Kane and the putback.
He's so good on the offensive glass. I don't think there's any question, Darren. Play Elon, Davidson, Chattanooga, and Western Carolina each twice.
Yeah, tough break for him. Another offensive rebound for Kane. He's matched his career high now with 23. Count the basket. There's also a foul on Kelly, so there'll be a 1-and-1 for UNCG coming out of the break.